Hello, welcome back. Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. Kitten is resting in the other room, so I am flying solo. Um, the date is July 25th, 2023. Do people say July 25th or 25th? You would think that being in Canada all these years, I can actually distinguish that. But a lot of time I don't know you're supposed to say 23 or 23rd or July 25th or 25, whatever. You know what I mean. So last episode, and yes, I'm out of uniform because again, chaotic, busy schedule, uh, trying to save time. Not changing into or out of uniform. Uh, so last time we did the standing Anaconda and the takedown. And in that episode, I talked about I'm going to show you guys a couple of things of what to do, how to salvage your entry if you mess up your entry. And a lot of time, when I say mess up your entry, it's not always going to be you. Don't forget, fighting is a very fluid thing. Sometimes you expect the person to go right and they go left. You expect the person to drop and then they pull you over. Like there are a lot of things that couch warriors will tell you it's easy. Right? YouTube videos will tell you it's easy, but when you actually get in there, you'll realize this doesn't quite work right, even though you do everything right. And that is just the nature of fighting, no matter in tournament or in the street self-defense. This is why it's so important to keep that in mind, to know that you will mess up, and it's not going to be necessarily your fault, but you need to know what to do when you mess up. So standing anaconda is one of those techniques that is quite precise and easy to mess up. Let's take a quick look. So again, the person and I was exchanging punches, and I need to get the entry in by parrying their arm out of the way and sidestep and shoot in. So their arm, so Wesley's right arm is straight over my shoulder like this, and my right arm lays across like diagonal across the shoulder and chest. So I can now reel them in to this almost like a rear naked choke from the side, trapping their own arm against their neck, cutting the bony part of my arm into the side of their neck, and start squeezing from this point or to the takedown. This is very precise. This is one of those techniques that once you get it, it's great. But there, there's a very big chance that you might not get it. But luckily, it is one of those very dynamic movements that even when you mess up, there's a lot of options. So I'm going to show you guys some of these today. They're not going to always be easy, depending on your size, your strength level, your experience level, depending on the size, strength, and experience level of your opponent. What's around you? Is it a street fight? What's allowed? What's not allowed? But these should get you started in thinking along the right track. So, one of the most comical and common messing up of the anaconda joke is passing your hand to the wrong side of their head. So, if I'm entering on their right side, my arm have to weave around to the left side of their neck and shoulder like this. So across, diagonal, and over, like a seat belt, right? That's how you can form the anaconda. But a lot of time people will, in panic or their opponent suddenly go the wrong way, and this is going to happen. I shoot in. Now their right arm is over my right shoulder. My right arm is over their right shoulder. It's almost like two drunks laying on each other. And this is very funny when it happens in sparring because you can both have a good laugh about it because of how awkward that is. In a competition or in a real fight, this is not so funny because now you are kind of stuck. You go in, and now it turns into a contest of strength, and you always want to assume, especially in self-defense, the person you're fighting is way bigger than you are. So if this turns into an arm wrestling, Mongolian wrestling race, my arm versus his arm, he's going to win, right? So let's look at how to fix that. If you find yourself shooting in and getting the wrong side, his arm over my arm over his arm, like this, don't panic, okay? From here, there's a couple of nice little fixes for you. But one of the major piece of advice I can give you is the moment you feel yourself getting the wrong side of the neck, you want to put your free hand up by your chin, protecting the side of your chin, the side of your face, where their arm is. Okay? This hand have to come across, blocking this arm there. Because if you don't, they're going to back elbow the hell out of your face. They're going to hammer the hell out of your face. Right? You need to block this arm. So the moment that I enter and I feel like I'm on the wrong side, I automatically, my free hand is going to come across and block their own elbow, their elbow. Right? So they can't backhand me or elbow me effectively. While I'm doing that, I have uh, a couple of options here. Uh, One of the options that's my favorite. Now, depending on what you're doing, might not be permitted. Since my arm is already here on the side of their neck, all I have to do is lift my elbow. Okay? Lift my elbow. See how close that is to their face. My free hand blocks them from doing that to me. My own elbow come up into their face. So some people say, what if they put their arm in the way? Right? But and they totally can, right? If I lift my elbow and their arms in the way, that's fine because I'm going to use that momentum of lifting my elbow. The moment I lift my elbow up, that will direct my arm downward. So now I can reach way down behind their back like this. I can. This is like a backpack hold. Okay, I can drop my weight down like this by holding, draping my arm over their shoulder and dropping my weight. And then all I have to do is step over and hip toss. Nice, simple hip toss right there. Right? Let's hope we didn't just break a whole bunch of artwork. Okay. Uh, this is the problem with storing your artwork in the training room, where things have to move around and be thrown. Uh, I don't think anything got broken. Ow. And that's karma right there. I just got punched in the face by the training dummy. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, a little backpack style, backpack style, hip toss, and down they go. And from here, I can drop my knee on them and start working on them with my fist. Okay? So essentially, we transform a failed entry for Anaconda into a judo hip toss. That's one of the things you can do here. Now, let me show you guys. If you do your entry and your arm shoot to the wrong side of the head. But in this case, let's say I have the foresight. Let's say if it's a right hook that I parry with my left hand and I shoot in. In this case, their arm is not over my shoulder. My left hand have their arm out like this, but I still entered on the wrong side. My right arm, rather than going across their body, shoot to the right shoulder instead. So that's once I'm here, I realize, oh crap, I messed up. Right? This is good. This is fine because since if you guys have watched my Krav Maga knee strike, then you know what's coming. My arm is here, grabbing onto their right arm. My right arm is over their right shoulder. So all I have to do is bring them in, boom, boom, knee strike, right? Smooth transition. Anaconda failed, Anaconda choked to Krav Maga style knee strike. No problem at all. Um, Last time we already looked at what happened if you shoot in for the anaconda, but their arms are down and you go too high, you go over their arm. That's fine. That all you have to do is that. Just a quick, vicious backhand or clothesline right into the head at close quarter. Okay, that's almost better than the anaconda. I actually would prefer that over the anaconda because that's almost an instant knockout right there. So, what happens now? Let's get something interesting. What happens if you shoot in for the anaconda and they move to the same side that you're stepping, and you end up you got the arm to the right place, but you can't get your body around them because they moved to the same side that you did. So now you turn into this like square dancing situation from here. You're facing each other. You got your arm over their shoulder. They got their arm over your shoulder. Well, I mean, if this is a tournament, then it is a little bit more tricky. But if this was a self-defense, I would instantly headbutt or knee into the groin and then work for that clinch. Hand behind the neck, boom, boom, huh? Like that. Uh, in tournament, then you got to wrestle a little bit, which is not good. One more I will show you guys, and this one is also very common. Like we're exchanging punches, and I think I got it. I shoot in, but my arm is too low, and I go under their arm rather than diagonal up over their neck. So now my arm is under both of their arm like this, and I can't get their neck. And this is bad because they can actually drop their weight down on me very easily from here. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys two solutions. If the person does not trap your arm by dropping their arm down, I don't know why they wouldn't, but some people, maybe they're not trained, so maybe they don't know. They just try to pull back. So let's assume the person is not trained. So the moment you trap them, your arm go under like this, they either try to hit you. Again, make sure your free hand come across to protect your face, or they try to push you forward or pull back. Okay, they either try to hit you, block that, or they try to pull you over, or they try to pull back. Okay, rather than dropping their weight as a trained fighter would. Right? If that happened, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, if they pull back, I'm going to step with them. If they push forward, I step back. But I'm not going to lose this two arm because I want this two arm. What I'm going to do is my arm from under, I'm going to wrap it around the arm. My other arm come around. So now I'm hugging both of their arms like this. Okay, now I have very good control. From here, depending on, we're going to do a little bit of Aikido here because most people, once you lock their arm in like this, they're going to pull back. Okay, they're going to try to yank back, yeah, or push forward. Either way, either one of the two. Okay, make sure that you keep your lower body turned a little bit so they don't kick you in the groin. Just a little detail. If they pull back, then I'm just going to step with them and force them down to the ground. I still have their arm. From here, I'm going to lean my body in to trap their arm across their body on the ground. Okay? It's like if you do this in real time, it would be like a body slam. Okay? Now, if they try to push forward, use their bulk to push forward, try to force me back while I have the arm trapped like this. The moment they push, I'm going to turn and slam them down to the ground. Again, double arm trap, body slam, right into the ground. So, um, what happens if they are trained and they drop their weight? Now, the moment they feel your arm come under, they trap your arm by dropping their weight. Now they might start kicking or hip butting or backhand. Okay? Again, this free hand, your free hand have to come across, defend your head and face. Okay? But most likely, if they trap your arm like this, if they drop their weight, they'll try to turn. They'll try to spin to slam you. Right? That's what's going to happen. So, the moment you feel that the weight drop down on your arm, step past them. Okay, let your arm go a little bit behind you. It's okay. Okay, all I'm doing here is stepping through them. So if they turn, they'll lose my arm. They won't be able to hold on. And from here, you guys already see what's coming. I'm in the perfect setup for that good old-fashioned judo hip toss, right down to the ground. Okay, so there's a lot of possibility of transition from standing anaconda when you mess it up to a good old-fashioned judo hip toss. Uh, if there's nothing else, judo hip toss is one of those basics that a lot of people really should get really good at. Even if you don't do judo, even if you don't do jiu-jitsu, good old-fashioned hip toss is something that will be very good to transition into from a lot of technique when you mess them up. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. I know I owe you guys a song from Music Monday, but like I said a couple of videos ago, schedules is a little bit iffy these days, so we'll get to it when we get to it.